booktube. This is a little bit of a different video, obviously, as you can tell already. I'm going to do a walkthrough of this art diary. I did Inktober and that was really good. A challenge where you draw a picture every single day. I'm sorry about the angle that this is on, but yeah, I'm new to this. It's the first time I've set up like this, so it's gonna be a bit odd. Excuse my wounds, they're from my boxing bag. I've gotten a plain black small diary which I bought specifically. So usually when I get an art diary I just fill it with stupid little drawings and sketches and I don't finish it and it doesn't look pretty. So this time I was like, no, you know what, I've seen other artists do this. It's a thing that can be done. I'm going to fill up an art diary and I'm going to show you everything that I put in it. So this is that art diary. Get started. So I wrote, I don't know if you can read that, it says "for progress" on the front there, just in pencil because I didn't know what else to do. And then on the second page I did this meme which says "Inktober is coming," which is like brace yourselves. And then I just have an experimental page where I was looking like what bleeds, and I've written "don't panic," which is this pen over the top of those ones. This pen is great. It's basically whiteout. It's a Posca paint pen, and you can just go straight over the top of already. It's what's the word? Opaque? Yeah. So you can go right over the top of things that are already there, which is so exciting. I really like it. Yeah. Which makes adding detail to dark pictures so much easier. Like, you don't have to leave a blank spot, you can just draw it in over the top. Alright, so Spanmade, that's me. I've just written that purple bleeds twice, and this is me doing the pen first and then colouring over the top, and this is me colouring first and then writing the pen. Either one is fine, so that's just trial and error. Then I've written on this page where it's bled through, when I was like, oh, what am I going to do here? I've written "the perfect is the enemy of the good," which means don't strive for perfection, just make good artwork. It doesn't have to be perfect to be good. Right, and then Inktober, we got into it. So this is the first day of Inktober. I have one of these pull-up bars at home, and I've really wanted to be able to do a chin-up. So I've written goals AF here, and I've just done some more exploring. So this is a little character that I've designed of me with my crazy hair and my glasses. And up here it says, maybe use ballpoint pen here so it doesn't bleed. Yes, good. Because then I was like, it might bleed back over this page, but it didn't. So these are more little characters that I just draw randomly all over the place. I liked the shading in her back, but other than that, I didn't really like this picture. Yeah, so the next one. So I hate the sound of ticking clocks, right? So this just really got me. I woke up one morning and I just couldn't get it out of my head. I was very tired when I drew this picture, you might be able to tell. But here's the cartoon version of me and then the realistic version of me. Alright, so then Inktober day 3, I love this one. This one's my favorite, I think. So I was reading this book called First We Make the Beast Beautiful by Sarah Wilson, and she explains her anxiety as a beast, which is an octopus. And yeah, so this is a picture of that beast. It's just a really nice octopus, actually. I really like it. He's pretty. Yeah, and I like how it's doubly spread and looks, I don't know, well designed, I guess. All of these pictures are from references. I'll just put that out there, so yeah. Lion King's my favorite thing ever, so I just drew a lion and then did the symbol over the thing. Then we've got a dragon's eye, that's just, or a lizard, whatever you like, a dinosaur maybe. I think it was a dinosaur when I was thinking of it because I have just been to a paleontological dig in Australia. Well, I'm from Australia, but in Queensland. And yeah, so that was just my interpretation of what the eye might look like. Then, oh, this is teeth. I was been grinding my teeth and it was really quite painful, so I just drew out some skulls. Cigarette smoke, just playing around with light and dark, and the red little nib there. Yeah. A bee. He's a really pretty bee, I liked him. This was a drawing I'd drawn before digitally. I'd sketched the bee up and I just decided to copy that again onto the page. It was Inktober day 5. I went to an aquarium in Vancouver and there were these octopuses. They were actually bright orange with a blue background, but I went for yellow, green and gold instead. Yeah, and I liked doing the swirlies. I also did this without any penciling first, without any lines. I just went straight in with the 2 different colored textures. And I like how you can layer the yellow on top of the yellow to make it darker. That's a really good thing about the Copic markers. However, I do have one complaint about the Copic markers, and that was that I did finish them. Like, I think maybe this paper's too absorbent for them, like it bleeds through too much, because I did use all of the ink in all 3 of my Copic markers. They didn't last the month, so that was interesting. Yeah. But I really love them, so. Then I started experimenting with ink. I think these were coins or bottle top lids that I put down on the page and then just cross-hatched around. I was using a feather or like old school ink, pen nibs and stuff for this one. Yeah. Then I did some life drawing. I don't like that one at all, but that was Inktober 6, so I put it up anyway. Then I did some more ink exploring. So this is where I put the coins and then I splattered the ink all over it in the background. And then once it dried, I came back with Copic markers and I colored in the yellow and some purple. And there's some green in there too. You can't really see it because it blends together, but that was good experimentation and I had a lot of fun with it. It kind of reminds me of space. Oh, and then I did some boots. So this is after Van Gogh, and I'm writing a book at the moment called Boots, which they were really inspired by. She takes a photo of some boots, so yeah, that's that one. Hideously Ugly Flower, too many lines. I thought if I just kept going it might get better. I think I was wrong on this account. So here I've just done some sketches. This is what my sketchbooks usually look like a nose here and a mouth there, some coloured in lips, and this fantastic eye. I always draw eyes, I really like it. Then we've got the most ugly dinosaur in the world. Then we've got a terrified eyeball. I was visiting a friend in the library and I was freaked out at university, so I drew this really freaked out page. I don't go to university, but they do, yeah. And then on the way home, I went to this spot. This is my thinking spot. This is the lake. Down by the lake there's trees and a bridge and stuff, and there's a little jetty that you sit on here. So I just drew that in plein air while I was there. Then on this page, what have we got? Oh, more dinosaur sketches. Yeah, like I said, I just come back from a dinosaur dig, a paleontological dinosaur dig where we actually dug up a sauropod. So I was really like interested in proportions and which way the back goes and how long the neck and tail would be in relation to each other and stuff. So I was just doing some sketches of that. And then this one has like blacked out bits, but whited over the top with what bones we think we found. Oh, that we did find, like the shoulder blades and stuff. If I was a well-studied paleontologist and I listened and comprehended and remembered things, I could tell you what kind of bones they are, but these are neck vertebrae and these are ribs, but these are conchoid, I don't know, words I can't remember now. But this turned out to be a tattoo design that I worked on for my friend Matt, who was also on the dig with me, so that's exciting. Cool, and then for this fist I followed a tutorial and I just can't even do that fist yet. Anyway, I did a tutorial following this one, which I thought was really cool. So then I tried again, not following the tutorial, just remembering the story I did before. So this is actively following along and this is remembering what I was taught and observation. And I think this one is better. I've had that confirmed by a couple other people as well, which is why I coloured in yellow around, because I was going to choose whichever one was better and use it as the Inktober that day. Yeah, I think it was this one, which is very heartwarming because it's the one that I did without following step for step along with somebody else's artwork. I guess it's my style, I don't know. Cool, so then I was reading The Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue, so I just did a quick sketch of the cover. Pretty bad, his eyes are crazy. Great book though, definitely check out that book, fantastic. Oh, I did a really bad dragonfly. Yeah, didn't enjoy that at all. Oh. Sorry, message from my sister. Let's see where I'm going to dinner. Grease monkey, have some burgers. Gluten-free, of course. So this rose that I drew, I really enjoyed. What I did was I drew it in pencil, and then I did the highlights in yellow, and then I did some rubbing out, which made not a lot to complete it all, but it made the lines turn into shadow, which I really enjoyed, and I think that looks, yeah, I think that looks really good. It looks better than I expected, actually, is how I'm gonna word that. I wasn't even drunk when I drew this, but I'd just been to a gin tasting evening, and my god, gin is amazing. It's my favorite alcohol. But yeah, I should have been. That would have been a good excuse if I was drunk when I drew this, but it's just bad. Right, this is a good one. I like this one. This features my favorite cup, which is just a yellow mug that I have with coffee steaming out of it, and it's got some cactuses. So this drawing's really nice. It again had reference. I just looked up a couple of bookshelves on Tumblr, I think it was, and I drew in the books and the pot plants and the cactuses. So that was day 14 of Inktober. Drawing a picture every day is really quite hard. Oh, this is my mum at a gallery that we went to. What I found really interesting, which doesn't really come across in this very well, was the shadows, because we went to this photography exhibition by, I will put his name here because he was really good and he was exploring Tasmanian rivers and he was amazing. But so we were looking at these amazing photographs, and what I found more artistic or more interesting visually was the shading around it. So these were all lit up really brightly, but then above them was really dark, and it got gradually lighter towards the floor. And so there were lights coming from behind the silhouetted figure, putting a shadow down here, but it was also dark at the top of the room and light at the bottom. It was a really interesting thing. So yeah, anyway, the next day I did just this tree. I had this gold pen that I discovered and thought, oh, that would look cool. So I played around with it for a bit. Experimentation is everything, just play around as much as you can. I drew the moon, yeah, with cross-hatching. They were awesome. I really enjoy cross-hatching. As you can see, I went through a cross-hatching journey, I guess, a phase. This is a dream catcher with some mountains and some trees. It looks like snow. This page is also one of my favorites. Why does everything my favorite seems to have an oceanic element in it? I don't know, because I don't really like the ocean, but I guess because I fear it, it really brings out emotion one way or another. So it just says, "No drowning girls, Inktober," and she's made of gold and she's falling into these ocean waves, which again has reference. So there's a postcard that has a very similar image on it that I just drew. And I like this darkness is only covering half. It's kind of like catching her, maybe being caught by her own mental illness. Anyway, I drew another tree. I didn't like this one much. You can see here I've drawn a little picture pointing at it that says nope, 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 nope. I was running out of oomph as inspiration was gone. I was like, why am I still doing this? So then I went back to the inks, because inks are fun and exciting and good for playing with and exploring. So I was also having a bit of a rough mental time. At this point, my anxiety was going a little bit crazy and I wasn't eating properly and stuff. So these are my synapses, all firing at once. I played with that. I also then fell down some stairs, broke my ankle. Well, I twisted it really badly. I'm still recovering, it's getting better. So I drew that and all the nasty bruises that was coming out. Then I drew another tree, because that's my go-to drawing is trees, obviously. My pen was running out with this one, my green texture. So that annoyed me. So I just kept pressing harder and harder and ruining the pen. Then I'd run out of ideas, so I just drew some patterns. Then this is another in plein air. So I was out at my parents' house and they've got this river. What I liked most about this was the shadow. So these mountains let off a really big shadow across the river, which was here. So that's kind of what I've tried to emulate, but I'm not sure if it really comes across that strongly. But anyway, it was good observational skills. And then I went for some rosemary and a flower, did some close-ups of those. That was a really fun one, actually. I should do more like that. Though I had this colouring in book at the mum and dad's house, so I just copied some forest scenes from it. Once I went on a cruise with my sisters and we
saw a lightning storm in the middle of the night out at sea from a boat, and it was just the most spectacular thing I think I've ever seen in my life, except for maybe like whales diving. Again, everything exciting and inspirational comes from the ocean. Maybe fear is the depth of my creativity. This doesn't do it justice at all. And then staying on the ocean theme and the cross-hatching, I drew a owl on a branch looking out over the ocean in the middle of the night. This is Banksy Man. I just studied it close up. Now this is interesting. This is the eye. So this is like, just throw that on the floor if you don't want it. So this eye is similar to, so this eye is the one I started with, and I was like, oh, that's a really pretty eye. I obviously had run out of things to draw, so I just copied it out again, a bit better this time. Well, a little bit more professionally, I guess. I inked it, made it bigger. I really like the eyebrow scars that I've got going on in it. I think that was my most exciting part of it. I draw a lot of these eyes on a different project that I'm doing where I just draw eyes whenever I think of it. So I've got quite a good collection of eyes coming up, which I might show you one day as well. The next one, this is a stone curlew with no will to live. Look at his eye. That's what they look like though. They looked like they were really stressed out birds. Whales are amazing. Again, this white pen is just everything. So I could sketch it all up, and then I came in and put the water on, and it just looked so much better. And then when I came back home again, I drew this. I've sketched this before, so like the bee, it was just a matter of drawing it out again. And I put the golden moon behind him. Really like that one too. And then I went on my big cat exploration journey. I drew this tiger, which I quite like, but his eyes are too little, it's too busy, can't really see what's going on, too many notes. Oh, and so Ollie, this is one of the ones I did with you, Ollie Bliss. My friend Ollie has invented this game where you pick 3 random words and then you find pictures on Instagram and combine them into an artwork. So this one was terracotta, terrapin, and artichokes. So a terrapin's a type of turtle, I learnt. Terracotta pot is what I chose to do, and these are artichoke hearts. I learned a lot about artichokes from doing that. This is embarrassing. This is what my perfect body would look like. I was like, I want a new brain, and new ankles, that'd be perfect. And then I was just like, but I want like the rest of the body as well, not just ankles and a brain, because it's hideous. These are the bits of myself I would replace if I could. Yeah. And then I drew this lion, which is so much better than the first lion I drew. Don't you agree? Let's have a look. This is why drawing consistently for so long makes such a difference, is you get to see things like you progress from this to this in just a matter of like days, really. The improvement here is blowing my mind. I never really realized this. I mean, I did, but yeah. So by this stage, Inktober is over and I'm just doing this whenever I feel like it. I got another new brush pen, really good brush pen, this one. I have 2 now, they're so exciting. I got some washi tape because I'd seen so many other people use washi tape. I was like, oh, this is what artists do now. So this just says, art should disturb the comfortable. And I've got it's overlapping and it's not straight, it's not in line, and there's tears and conflicting colors and stuff. So yeah, art should disturb the comfortable. There's another half of that coming up later. And then we've got is it a cheetah, I think? Yeah. The Black Panther. Again, that white pen just really making me happy. Yep. And then the rest of the quote says, and comfort the disturbed. So I can't remember who that quote is by. It might be by G.K. Chesterton, maybe? I feel like it probably is, because this piece of paper is one that I was using to go behind a page so it didn't bleed through as much, which I really like the aesthetic of, don't you reckon? It's ripped out of another art diary because it's had to be bigger than the page so it could just sit in nicely. Yeah. Anyway, art should disturb the comfortable and comfort the disturbed, which I just think is, yeah, really a really good explanation of why we should do art, or what art should do for you. If it makes you uncomfortable, then you're obviously not as disturbed as you think you are. I drew this crow, it was really bad. I didn't like that one, but I had been working on another crow piece, wood burning, which worked out much better than that one. And I have written, I think this is me, my own quote. So I've written, Art and madness go hand in hand. Watch me repeat myself for different results, engraving patterns into my soul, my heart, my courage, my synapses. Going a little bit insane at this point, anxious, anxiety and stuff. So I just had to let that out. And I often express myself better in words because I want to be a writer. But I really like how this page turned out, even though my handwriting is disgusting. I think it kind of lends an extra quality to it. And then this page, this is the same day. It says, anything worth doing is worth doing badly, hence the bad handwriting. So anything worth doing is worth doing badly the first time, and the second time, and the third time, and as many times as you need. Oh, this is the J.K. Chesterton mythquoth. But yeah, it just says, do it badly under here. So that's really inspiring. It's kind of like the perfect is the enemy of the good, in that you should do it badly because otherwise you'll never get it done. And if you do it badly once, that's fine. Do it badly twice, that's fine. If you do it badly 1,000 times, that's fine, because it's actually going to be getting better. Like with my lion example earlier. Because when I drew that second line, I was like, oh, it's not very good. Oh look, a third line. Again, not very good, but you know, 1 out of a million, not bad. So this is a crinoline lady. That is a direct copy of my plate that I was eating off at the time. These are hollyhocks. I love hollyhocks. I actually grew some hollyhocks. They're my favorite type of flower. Quick sketch for that one. This is Sims. The packet was there with the advertisements and stuff on it, and these were all ugly, hideous faces that I drew from it. And they're all terrible except for this one. I really like her, which is why I kept this page. I was going to erase it all because I didn't like it, but then I was like, no, just leave it in there, it shows you working. So then I drew this blue rose. So my dad found a plastic blue rose in the car park and he gave it to me and he said, you can draw this. So I did. Yeah. This is Rose Tyler because I love Doctor Who and Rose Tyler's my favorite. I did that at 6 a.m. in the morning. I never get up early. Yeah, I don't particularly think it's a good drawing, but it's good for me because I don't usually do sketches of people. So then this is a terrible page. Okay, so second time lucky. I had to change the card. Yeah, let's just keep going. So this is a Doctor Who concept that I was working on. There's this episode where a companion comes out and the quote is, "You could talk to her again, Doctor." You could choose who came out from the different companions that you're in love with, and it's like a choose your own Doctor Who companion idea. This is funny. This is just a line across a page. So good. Such art. Yes, love this page. So I was doing that artsy pretentious thing where you draw the line of the ocean and then you line it up with the ocean and it's like you've completed the picture. Yeah. Anyway, I did that. And so this is also an end plane air drawing that I did while we were at the coast. I think I've got much better at this. I feel like I did well. I feel like that was really brave of me to do that. So I'm happy with that picture. Yeah. We accidentally rocked up to a sporting event of like rowing or something. Yeah. So that's why there were so many people at the beach while we were there. This is a really bad picture of a person. I should really stop drawing portraits. I'm really bad at it. It just looks like an anime character, but it is a portrait of John Marsden from a picture that I took of him when I was at his camp, learning to write. So I just thought I'd sketch that. I really wish it was a better drawing, but what can you do? So this is a much better crow. Yeah, I just did it better. I'm not sure how I did. I just worked on it again, and it turned out better. So that's always fun. Yeah. So this is another one of those games with Ollie Bliss, quite recent. It was Kingfisher, Daisies and Coat Stand. I'd nearly forgotten to do it because it had been so long since I'd been tagged in it. But that's an Instagram game. You can follow me on Instagram. I'm at Spanmade, and yeah, Ollie Bliss is Ollie Bliss. So yeah, you should check us out. And then I watched The Greatest Showman. God, that's a good show. Yeah, so I just drew this. Him silhouetted with the gold lights behind him and the crowd stand and the lights coming through, and I really like that page actually. I think it's pretty good. And then I drew, ooh, what's that say? It says the Fae, right? So I had this idea about fairies or the Fae that live with plants, right? So this is a poinsettia. Poinsettia is one of those Christmas red plants, and I was thinking of drawing it and then drawing a little fey creature that is made of the same sort of elements, only it's like a little fairy, but I didn't get up to drawing the fairy, so I just wrote down the idea after I drew this nice picture. I was watching a TED talk about writing, and one of the things was to base your affirmation on facts. So if you know you're good at something or somebody compliments you on something, then you should take that to heart, and you should, self-affirmations should be based on things you actually know are true. Like, don't tell yourself you're really good at drawing hands if you're a bit shit. So if somebody compliments you on your hands and you're like, oh, I know my sister really likes these hands, I should draw these hands. So I drew these hands. I've been drawing these hands for many, many years, and it's literally just, I've got nothing to draw, I will draw what I'm looking at, which is literally the hand that's drawing the picture. Which I find was quite fun. And then I just scribbled some orange around it to make a background. Yeah. I was running out of pages and I forgot that I had washi tape and I didn't know what to do with it, so I just put some stripes up, filled the whole page. And then I wrote, let your lungs shake, let your hands hitch, let your back ache, let your eyes itch, let your heart out. Which is just a little anxiety poem that I wrote. And then this morning I finished it off with this eye that I drew. So I'm reading these books, one second, which, the Lightbringer and the magic system revolves around colours in the eye, and you can like draft magic out of different colours that you can see. But I just can't get in my head how the eyes will look. So I've just started drawing. I started drawing this one, and then I was like, oh, but what if it was the prism eye? Does that mean it has all of the different colours in there? So it's got like yellow and red and orange and green and blue and stuff in there. And now see, I drew it earlier and I imagined like an actual, like a halo of colour of what colour you draft, but then there's different people with different colours. I think breaking the halo means that the whole thing breaks and it bleeds out over all of your eye. I'm not sure, I can't get my head around that visual, but anyway, it's an amazing book series, Lightbringer. I'm on book 3. It's just, yeah, there's so much in it. Cool. So then on the last page, I just wrote 2018, and then I realized it was also 17, so I put -17 /, and then because I wrote for progress on the first page, I've just written progress continues, and yeah, that's the end of my book. So yeah, that's my first completed art diary. Almost ever, I would say, because I've done some at school, but they were never this cool. Yeah, so I'm happy with that. Done. Cool. Well, thank you so much for watching, everyone. I really enjoyed this, and I'm gonna do a new book. I will hopefully get that done rather soon so we can do another one of these videos, whether you like it or not, because I really enjoyed it. Yeah, this was fun. Cool. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. I will talk to you again in the future. See you next week. Okay, how do you turn this thing off? Thanks, bye. Bye, BookTube.